Hey, how is everybody? Hold on a second, guys. I'm still getting everything situated here. Okay, that should be good. That should be good. And real quick drink of mocha. Oh, yeah, that's good. How is everybody tonight? Hello, hello. King, hello. Maritime History, hello. Hi, Charles. Leslie, hello. Joe, hello. Hi, everybody. Whoa, 61 already. Holy cow. How is everybody tonight? Yes, I made it home. After a very long journey, I made it home. Oh, my gosh. You wouldn't believe everything that I had to go through yesterday to get home. It was an amazing and crazy journey. Let's put it that way. How is everybody tonight? Let's see. Brett, hello. Win, hello. King, hello. Damon's, hello. Okay. We have to go ahead and turn on slow mode. Holy cow. I can't leave these up for live chat, slow mode. Let's do 45 seconds as usual. I can't keep up. Okay. Changes saved. 45 seconds. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. There we go. The random, did you make a video? I'm going to start working on a video tomorrow. I have not had time to do anything right now. I literally just got home, and all week, all I've been doing is filming and walking around New York. I probably walked somewhere between 10 and 20 miles. So no, I have not actually had time to work on a video. Swordmaster, how was New York City? It was great. The weather was honestly amazing. In the morning, it was like 55 degrees, 60 degrees. I mean, honestly, I couldn't ask for better weather while I was in the city. Let's see. Andre, what is your favorite fictional ship? Ooh, fictional ship. That's a tough one. I'd have to think about that, I think. Fictional ship. I'd have to think about it. Philip, hi, how are you? Hi, Philip. One girl, I'm so happy to finally make it to a live stream. Well, I'm glad, one arc girl. Oh, yeah, I'm glad you're here too. Mr. I Like, please make a video about the ship, the Yamato. It's on the list. We're going to do that. Home plate. Y'all need to come to Ohio. Actually, my sister lives in Ohio, and I visit Ohio pretty often. Well, every few months or so. I always head up to Columbus. Let's see. Dingo, hello from Australia. Hello. I got a text already. Yeah, I just saw the video. Hi, Georgia. Let's see. Bim, am I late? Nope. We just started. Aaron, did you get to New Jersey at all? That's where I flew in. I flew into Newark, but it was only to fly in and then leave. And oh gosh, the New Jersey Transit. that long story with the train. I'll tell you that. Go first super chat of the night. How are you? Gozel. Hey Sam, hope you're having a good day. You should unban app. Sorry, man. All right. Christian, Historic Travels. I finally got the book On a Sea of Glass, and it is amazing. That's awesome. On a Sea of Glass is without a doubt the best Titanic book out there. And for those of you who don't know, we've got these books as well. The Tales of the Protector series that I talked about in my in one of my other videos. These are adventure books, and my mother was the author of these. And yeah, check these books out. These books are good too. Wait, did I just see what I think I see? Jonathan! Hey, Jonathan, how are you tonight, man? Thank you so much, man. You are seriously, dude, you do so much. You do so much. Thank you so much, Jonathan. I really cannot thank you enough. No words, Jonathan. No words, but thank you so much. Let's see. Ken, hey, Sam, can you do a video on the sinking of the Fisher trawler, Andrea Gale? That's on the list. Georgia, welcome to the stream. Let's see. Maritime history. Hi, Sam. I have 2 questions. Okay, let's see. When the Carpathia arrived in New York with the Titanic survivors, was it daytime or nighttime? And at what time did the Carpathia receive the Titanic's distress call? I believed it arrived during the day. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it was in the morning. And at what time did she receive the Titanic's distress calls? I believe it was roughly 12:30, 12:35, somewhere around there. Between 12:30 and 12:40 is when the Carpathia actually started responding to the distress calls. Gozel, here's some more. Thanks, Gozel. Let's see. Solo, hi. Garrett, you should watch Larry Life Lego Titanic YouTube builder. Okay, I'll take a look at that. Angel, let's see. Home plate. Princess. Hang on, what's going on here? The cutting room floor. Did you do any more looking into the German superliners? I have not had a chance to research any of those at all, unfortunately. Let's see. OL, can you do a video on the Bismarck? It's on the list. Let's see. Jose, review the Andrea Doria. Okay, the Andrea Doria is on the list. Oh, hi, Ori. Thank you for the 5. Let's see. Bay, would it matter if the lifeboats of the Titanic came back? Personally, I don't think it would have had enough time. It depends on when they would have come back, you know? It depends on when the lifeboats would have went back to the Titanic to see if they could have really helped or not. But by the time they actually made the call to have the lifeboats come back to the Titanic, you know, it was very late in the sinking. Tom Linsky, he did a video about lifeboat number 2, and he talked about how I don't know exactly which gangway door. For anybody who knows in the chat, please let me know. So lifeboat number 2 left from the Titanic's bow on the port side. And then when it went down and got lowered away over the side, it was roughly 1:45 a.m., I believe. And as they were getting ready to leave the ship, the captain actually started to pull away from the officer in charge started to pull his lifeboat away from the ship. And then the captain told him to go around to the ship's back and then come around to a gangway door. I don't know which gangway door, though, that they would have tried to get to, but by then it was too late. It was too late for them to do anything to try to help the ship. You know, the ship was too far gone. So I'm not sure which lifeboat that was, but whoa, a lot of 5 super chats. Ori, that's not good, man. But thank you for the donations. Let's see. Angel, I believe the Carpathia arrived in New York around 9 p.m. Was it in the evening? Was it in the evening? Hang on. Let me double check that. What time did the RMS Carpathia arrive in New York? I thought it was in the morning, but I could be wrong. New York. Let's take a look. Oh, you're right. 9:15 p.m. You were right. 9:15 p.m. is when the Carpathia arrived in New York City. Good catch. Captain Alex, how would you like to make the Lusitania game like Adventure Out of Time? That'd be cool. I haven't played Adventure Out of Time in a very long time, but that was a game that I played when I was a kid. Bean Man, hey Sam, good to see you. Good to see you, Bean. Raptor, Sam, please make a video about, stop spamming. Let's see, Russ. Random, do you know what the worst maritime disaster in British history was? I do not. What was the absolute worst? I feel like somebody's told me that before. Chase, could you do a video on Pan Am Flight 103? I am not familiar with that. Pan Am Flight 103. Pan Am Flight 103. Pan Am Flight was a regular Pan Am transatlantic flight. I'll have to do some research into that. It's not showing up as a quick Google thing, but I'll take a look. Let's see. Tina, hi. Thank you for making your videos. As a Titanic enthusiast, these videos are very fascinating. Thank you so much, Tina. Thank you so much. Let's see. Blondin, 20. Thank you so much, Blondin. Blondin, thank you, thank you. Follow up from my chat last week. There was a ship disguised as the Carmania, and it was the first encounter with the battle against the real Carmania. The disguised ship sank, I believe. Carmania was a canard ship. I'm not familiar with that vessel. Let's take a look. Carmania. I'm not familiar with it. Let's see. Was it RMS? That didn't show up with a quick. Wait, here we go. RMS Carmania. RMS Carmania was a canard transatlantic steam turbine launched in 1905. In World War I, she was first an armed merchant ship, then a troop ship. Interesting. Let me see what happened to this ship. The Carmania Fate. She was scrapped in 1932. Interesting. I believe Carmania was a canard ship. So what happened? There was a ship disguised as Carmania, the first encounter battle. Also, a ship disguised itself as that ship. That's really cool. Thank you so much for the 20, though, by the way. Let's see. Timothy. Hey, Sam. Somebody's spamming, it looks like. Somebody is spamming? I didn't see it, but okay. Thanks so much for the super chat. Georgia, so many different ships. There's a ton of ships out there. You have no idea. Let's see. Random. Sam, can you make a video about the MS Stockholm? I believe that one's already on our list. Lisa D, how was your trip to New York? It was good, and welcome to the stream, Lisa. It was a very good trip to New York. You know, it was, I was busy the entire time. I was barely ever in the room, but it was very fun. You know, I had on my list 10 landmarks that I wanted to see, and I made it to 8 out of 10 of them. And I could not have done it without the help of the amazing Georgia, who is here in the live stream. Thank you so much, Georgia, for all the help. If you guys didn't see my latest video, Georgia makes an appearance in the video. But yeah, Georgia lives not too far from New York City, so she was kind enough to help show me around and show me how to get to a few of those landmarks. She was a huge, huge, huge help, and I couldn't have done it without her. Let's see. Chicken, how did the pool flood if there was a watertight door? Well, the water spilled over and into it, you know? I mean, it doesn't matter if it is watertight and everything. Once the water spilled over the tops of the bulkheads, it just went back and back and back and back. And, you know, you can't make, like, there's air vents. There's all kinds of ways for water to move around once the ship sinks so low and the water begins spilling over the top of the bulkheads. You know, all the watertight doors do is just keep the water contained into a certain area until that section floods. Then once the water spills over, it has easy access to get into other rooms, compartments, whatever. And anything that doesn't flood right away, then like let's say you have a room that's somehow watertight, then the pressure would just crush it, you know, after a little bit. Let's see. Home plate. What about a video on the practice of dazzle? Mr. Titanic, is it possible like a backup watertight door? What do you mean by backup watertight door? Let's see. Alan, hello. I have joined the live stream. Hope I will enjoy. Well, welcome, Alan. I hope you enjoy it too. Let's see. Mally, how do you get the model ships? These actually came from Titanic Honor and Glory, their web store. Now, last time I checked, they only are doing... shoot, what am I saying? Gray ships. So like you can't buy them hand painted anymore because they take so long to ship. So like I have Titanic here, I have Britannic, and I also have the Lusitania. So these are the three that I bought from Titanic Honor and Glory. But now remember, if you guys, the reason they stopped doing the hand painted ones was because they just take too long to do it. I think they've got like 2 people hand painting these one by one, and they just take forever to do. So they stopped doing the, now all they do is gray ones. So you'd have to paint them yourselves. Let me just point it to you this way. I ordered these models in May of 2019, and I got them like a year and a half later. And in September of 2019, I ordered a ship called the Olympic, the Titanic sister ship. I ordered it the exact same way, you know, hand painted and everything, just like these. I just got a notification a few days ago that they finally shipped it. So let that sink in, pun intended. I ordered the ship in September of 2019. It is June 2021. The ship is just now coming in. Think about that. At least they're coming in, though. Let's see. Tank error. Realistically, I don't know what that is. Could have beaten the Japanese battle. I'm not sure about that. I'd have to look into that. Damon, can you do a full history video of the White Star Line? Oh gosh, that would take a while. But honestly, that's not a bad idea. I'd have to do some serious research into that because I'm not that familiar with the other ships outside of the Olympic class and, you know, the other ones that you hear about, like the famous ones from history. I wasn't even aware of the Atlantic until about a year or two ago. So, you know, but yeah, that would be a very interesting video. Historic travels. What happened to the Titanic's lifeboats after they were raised by the Carpathia and bring back? Essentially what happened to the lifeboats is I believe that it's kind of debatable, you know, what happened to them. But honestly, I believe they were just put on other ships and used on other ships. The Olympic was forced to have enough lifeboats after the Titanic disaster. So it's possible some of the Olympic's lifeboats are from the Titanic. But it's kind of hit or miss as to what exactly happened to all of them. I feel like I read about that before. Ryan, Let's Play of Honor and Glory would be cool if you're interested in a game video. Honestly, that would be a really cool thing. And one game that I'm actually playing right now, and I am actually working on building a pirate crew. I want to tackle the new Sea of Thieves expansion where Captain Jack Sparrow is. So I'm looking for a crew to sail the seas in Sea of Thieves. If anybody wants to do that, join the Discord. That'd be a lot of fun. I need 4 people. So White Star Line 2. Hello. Hi, White Star Line. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see. Wendy, hello. Hi, Wendy. Ross, let's see. Phil, when are you going to do a video on the Mount Temple? I believe that one's already on the list. It's just something I've got to get to. How many ideas do I have on this list? Over 100. I'll get to it when I can, man. One Arc Girl. Where can we join the Discord? I will post a link to it in the community page after the stream. I just got to remember to do it. Let's see, but I've been trying to get a crew together to tackle the new Sea of Thieves expansion. We need to sail a galleon. Let's see, Mr. Titanic. What if Britannic was beached? Honestly, they'd probably save the ship. You know, that'd be a pretty good what if video. What if the Britannic was beached? Let's see, Garrett. You should make your own Titanic models and put them on your merch store. I'm not sure how I would do that. I mean, it's an interesting idea. Would I have to do any kind of royalties with the Titanic name or something like that? I don't think I would, but I'd have to take a look into it a little bit. But that's a really good idea, my own Titanic models. Let's see. Austin, where are you from? I am from Western Virginia. How you doing? Like the fake accent. Everybody always says I have an accent. So whenever people ask me where I'm from or something, I always turn it up a notch. How y'all doing? I'm from West Virginia. This is Historic Travels here. My accent is not that strong. Let's see. Saul, can you make a video about a book predicted the Titanic 10 years before? Oh, yeah. The Wreck of the Titan. That's on my list as well. Honestly, I bought that book forever ago, and I have been meaning to make that video. I just have not gotten to it yet. But it's on the list. I will try to. Actually, I might. That's a really good idea to do a video on that. I might do that in the next couple of weeks. Let's see. Pos, how would the Titanic have sunk if she hit on the port side? Pos, I actually made an entire video talking about that, but to put it mildly, it wouldn't have been good. In a nutshell, she would have just rolled over and capsized because of the coal on the port side from the coal fire where they moved the coal from the starboard to the port side. And then you've got Scotland Road on the port side. The water would have had a much easier time flowing on the port side than starboard. And due to the Titanic's weird weight issues, due to her trim, before she hit the berg, the Titanic had a slight 2 or 3 degree list to port. So honestly, the only reason the Titanic sunk the way that it did on the starboard side was because of all the stuff on the port side that kind of kept the ship stable, even though she hit the berg on the starboard. So if she hit the berg on the port, it would have been it would have been 1,000 times worse. Let's see, Jose, can you do a video on German Zeppelins? Yes, I'm actually planning to do a video on the Hindenburg before too long. That actually might come not this Saturday, but next Saturday, because I'm shooting to do my New York video this Saturday. And I have some ideas on how to spice up the New York video a little bit. I'm not promising anything. The video might be normal, but I recently became aware of something that I might be able to use to make the video pop a little bit more. That's as far as I'm going to say into that. But I have some ideas. I don't know if it's going to come to pass, but we'll see. But I have an idea to make the video pretty cool. Sarah, my great-grandfather died on the Titanic. Really? I'm sorry to hear that. Your great-grandfather. Wow, that's crazy. My name is Caleb, but I'm on my mom's account. Okay. I'm like, okay, Caleb, Sarah. I'm sorry to hear that. What was your grandfather's name? I'd like to do some research into him. Jose, yes. Woohoo! I don't know what you're going woohoo to, but okay. Let's see. Maritime history. Sam, do a video about the Great Western, the first ship to ever do a transatlantic crossing in 1883. I feel like we talked about that. Maybe there's another ship that seems like it. SS Great Western. Let's see. The SS Great Western. SS Great Western, I think, was a wooden hull paddle wheel steamer. The first steamship. We do not have this on the list. We have not talked about this. This is very interesting. Okay, that is going on to the list. Thank you so much. Who sent me that idea? And oh, Alex. Okay, Alex, thank you so much for that idea. I am putting that on the list right now. Alex, SS Great Western. Thank you so much, man. Wait, whoops. I want to get this right. Okay, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. Dusty, hey, Sam. I like how you actually seem to enjoy making these videos about as much as we can enjoy watching them. I do enjoy making them, and thank you so much, Dusty. It means a lot that you like them. It really makes a difference. I hope this channel never becomes too much pressure. Dusty, I'll tell you this. The one thing that I love more than anything about doing this channel is, essentially I go at my own pace. I like to do 2 videos a week. That's my goal. You see, that's why yesterday I did my little mini video. That video still took me about an hour or so to do, but I knew I would not have time this week to do my second video. But I wanted to give you guys something so you know what I'm up to and what's going on. That way my channel doesn't go idle for too long. But I love doing this, and there's never any pressure on this at all because, I go at my own pace, and the community here is so understanding, and you guys are so supportive. And I just do my job to make the best videos that I can. And honestly, I could not do it without the support from everyone on here. So thank you guys so much. I never dreamed a year ago when I was working on the copper mine. Well, shoot, a year ago, I think a year ago I was home, but still a year and a half ago when I was on the copper mine and then COVID and all that, I never thought that I would be working on YouTube and doing this channel and all that. It really means a lot, guys. You have no idea. Whoa, 20 super chat from Tana. Thank you so much. Hey, Sam, can you do a video on the iceberg warnings the Titanic got? I heard there was a last-minute warning that was given to the bridge. That is interesting. Do a video on all of the ice warnings. Now, I know I did talk about that a little bit in my long timeline video. And there was an ice warning that never made it to the bridge because Jack Phillips and Harold Brow, I believe they were overwhelmed with messages. The Titanic got the most ice warnings on Sunday. You know, throughout the voyage, there wasn't a ton. One ice warning that came in, it was just kind of like, I believe it was, let's see, the Titanic left on the 10th. I believe they got the ice warning on the 11th or 12th. That was when they got their first warning. And essentially it was from another ship that basically radioed the Titanic and just said, hey, congratulations on the new ship. I believe it was addressed to Captain Smith. And it was like, safe crossing, safe voyage. You know, we wish the Titanic all the success in the world. By the way, there was some ice. Here it is. Have a nice day. It wasn't like serious. It wasn't an issue. They really didn't start getting hammered with ice warnings until right towards the end of the voyage and right before the sinking. But yeah, I believe there was one ice warning that didn't make it to the bridge. Wendy, Sam, I'm impressed at how much time to do all the research, and I am really surprised you have enough patience. Wendy, it's a lot of work, but honestly, I do it proudly. And this ship has always been a fascination with me. You know, hang on. This ship has always been fascinating to me and the story behind it. And I always got so excited whenever I learned something new. You know, I always got so excited about whatever, like all these new discoveries and everything that came up with it. And I'm just glad that so many people like you guys find it as fascinating as I do and enjoy the content. Georgia, last warning from the SS Mesba, 2 hours prior to impact. Okay, so that was the last ice warning that the Titanic received. Let me see. Did the Titanic's last ice warning make it to bridge? Because I know there was one warning that the wireless operators had received at least 6 telegraph messages throughout the day of ice warning. As the evening wore on, ice warnings began to come in. However, the wireless operators were backed up. And there were, yeah, so there were some, because they were so backed up. That's what kind of filtered, or that's why the Titanic's officers had issues getting the ice warnings later in the day, was because the wireless machine had broken down the night before the sinking. And when Jack Phillips and Harold Bride fixed it, they were so busy transmitting the backlog of messages that delayed or prevented ice warnings from making it to the bridge. I believe there was only one, though, that never made it to the bridge. If I'm wrong, correct me in the chat room. But I know that there were some that didn't make it to the bridge. David, you should do a review on the Roblox Titanic. I need to play Roblox. I need to do that. I just haven't gotten around to it. Alex, thank you for this channel. I really appreciate it because it helps me learn and discuss the Titanic, which is my special interest. That's awesome, Alex. Thank you so much. Let's see. Jared, wait. I thought Sam was in New York City. I came home yesterday. I made that video right before I came home. Let's see. Frog, I may or may not be pulling an all-nighter. Well, I'll be, my live streams only last about an hour, so. Let's see, Top. You should visit the Titanic Quarter in Belfast. It's been built up a lot. As soon as I can travel again. Hang on, I need a drink. I'm trying to not, excuse me. I'm trying to not cough as much. Let's see, what was that question? You should visit something in Belfast Titanic Quarters. Yeah, but as soon as the world opens up again, I plan to get to traveling again. I really can't wait to do it. I had to send off and get my passport renewed. AK, you said where there be a Titanic 2. I think you mean will there be a Titanic 2? Honestly, I have no idea. And to be honest, I hope that they don't do it because honestly, guys, the Titanic is such a small ship by modern day standards. It's basically, I mean, it was only the biggest ship in the world in 1912. And the record for the biggest ship in the world was the Titanic quickly lost that title. I forget what was the next ship to be the biggest ship in the world, but the Titanic didn't have that claim for very long. And honestly, the Titanic and the Olympic were very similar. And the Britannic was even a little bit bigger than Titanic. So by modern day standards, the Titanic is a dinghy. And if they rebuilt it, they're just trying to capitalize on the Titanic name. So I am not that thrilled with them rebuilding the ship. I'd much rather them rebuild a building and make it like a museum. But I do not like the idea of them rebuilding a new Titanic. Captain, been following you since 5,000 or 6,000 subs. Awesome, Captain. Congrats on the fast growth. I love your videos. Thank you so much, Captain. Captain Architect, you're not Captain America in disguise, are you? You know, because I mean, honestly, it's very possible. Because remember, Captain America was in that Apple store in Winter Soldier. So, are you Captain America in disguise? I'm not so sure. Let's see. George, when are you doing Carpathia? I will get to it as soon as I can. It won't be too long. I hope to get to it next month sometime. Let's see. Philip, who is your favorite Titanic officer? Murdoch. Blondin, 5. What's your opinion on the evolution in Titanic in video games from Adventure Out of Time, Virtual Sailor, Ship Simulator, and what we have now? To be honest with you, I haven't really played any other Titanic games with the exception of Adventure Out of Time. I haven't played Virtual Sailor. I haven't played Ship Simulator. I have played the well, thank you for the super chat, but I have played Sinking Ship Simulator. I have done that. But honestly, it's pretty cool. And I have seen several videos on how they've adapted Titanic to certain games and all, and it's really, really cool. One of the latest ones I saw that really impressed me was Grand Theft Auto 5. They actually modded Titanic and put Titanic in GTA 5. One of the first sinking ship, it's not the Titanic, but it's like a Titanic variant. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but there's this game called Garry's Mod, which is essentially a video game creation tool, you know, using the Half-Life engine and all that. And this guy made an incredible sinking ship simulator. Hang on, I'll post a link to it in the chat. But it was honestly unbelievable what this guy did. And I became aware of this years ago. And it was so cool because if you get Garry's Mod, you can, it's like, think of it kind of like a miniature Titanic. And essentially you can explore the ship and you can actually go to the ship's interior during the sinking. Very, very cool. It's a free download if you have Garry's Mod, but it's super cool. It's super cool. But I need to check out some other variances and try some other versions because Garry's Mod is dated, but honestly, it's still one of the best sinking ship simulators I've ever seen because you can actually go inside the ship and explore it and actually ride the ship down if you want to. So I had a lot of fun messing around with that. I believe it takes the ship like 20 minutes to sink. Mr. Aiden, hey, Sam, did you see the story of General? General, I'm not sure. Let's see. Aiden, hi, Howard. Oh, Jonah, hello. Christian, where's Rosie? In the back room. Don't worry, Rosie will make an appearance this stream. Let's see. Smithsonian, can you make a video about the Taylor? People have asked me that before. I'm not really sure what that is. Let's see. Ermi, can you make a video about the Malaysian flight MH370? That's an interesting idea to do a video about Malaysian 370. A lot of conspiracy, a lot of stuff with that. But yeah, we could probably talk about that. I was actually considering to talk about the Hudson Miracle, you know, the landing in the Hudson with Sully, Captain Sully and all that. Was that his name, Captain Sully? Hang on. Who was the... Yeah, but anyway, the plane that landed in the Hudson, I was actually going to talk about that in an upcoming video. Patty, hello, Sam. When you hit 200 or 300 videos, do a video called The History of Historic Travels. The History of Historic Travels. That would maybe for my 100,000 subscriber mark. Captain Alex, does the Britannic have a special place in your heart, or did you lose interest in her like everyone lost interest in Resident Evil? Believe it or not, I have not played the new Resident Evil yet, but I have been meaning to. Okay, so for starters, if Britannic didn't have a special place in my heart, why would I have a model of her? You know, why did I care enough about the Britannic to buy a hand-painted model of the ship? Of course, Britannic has a special place in my heart. Just like the Olympic, just like the Lusitania, shoot all of those ships. You know, if you want to ask me, like, probably what is one of my favorite ships of all time, you know, Titanic always does have a special place in my heart, but the Queen Mary, you know, the Queen Mary really does have a special place with me because I've talked about him before, but there was, he was like my grandfather. We weren't related, but he taught me violin. And, oh yeah, I loved him like a grandfather. I knew him for 10 plus years. He gave me some really good advice, but he passed away a couple of years ago and he was 98 years old, but he actually served on the Queen Mary during World War II. So, you know, it's like, in a very distant way, I have my own connection to the Queen Mary, you know? So I really miss him because he taught me a lot and he was a good guy. Let's see. Glitch, can you make a video about the history of the Queen Mary? It's on the list. Aiden, I'm subscribed and I want you to know you're very smart. Smarter than I am. I love history. Like, oh, come on, Aiden. Everybody is extremely smart. I'm sure you are like, you're very smart and you have your own interests just like everybody else, you know? I mean, come on. You are very smart. Don't say that. Leslie, can you make a video about the Iowa, the first ever ship purchased by the White Star Line? Interesting. The first ship ever, RMS Iowa, the first ship ever purchased by the White Star Line. Let's see. Wait, that didn't do it. Armament Iowa, White Star Line. Let's see, Armament Iowa. I need to get like some, well, that's not pulling anything up. All right, I'll have to take a look into it a little bit, but that's an interesting idea. Thomas and Tyler, Sam, what if you could meet Captain Smith? That'd be cool. That'd be cool. You know, somebody asked me once if I could sit at a table with any one person from history and talk to them. Who would I like to talk to? And honestly, it took me a minute to think about it, you know, because my first thought was maybe Thomas Andrews, Captain Smith, you know, somebody from the Titanic. But, you know, if I really could meet anyone from history and actually sit at a table with them and talk to them, I would like to meet Winston Churchill. I would like to meet Winston Churchill. That is somebody who I would really like to sit down and talk with just because of how involved he was. You know, I mean, honestly, Winston Churchill is one of the biggest heroes in history as far as I'm concerned. You know, what he did during the Second World War, and I would love to sit at a table with him and have a chat with him and talk to him. Let's see. Christopher, can you make a video doc? Have you made a documentary of the making movie? Have you made a documentary of the making of the movie Titanic? I have not, but I would like to make some videos about, how they made Titanic and stuff. But the only thing that concerns me about doing that is I don't get the copyright. You know, I don't understand why they copyright me for using 10 seconds of footage from a movie when these other YouTube channels use, you know, basically the whole movie and they don't get copyright strikes. So it's like I'm kind of afraid to do anything major with a feature film because, you know, I don't want to get hit with that. I mean, I guess I could use still images, but still I'd rather actually, you know, use clips of it and talk about things, you know. Let's see. Train, hello. You tell me to come and say hi, so I'm here. Hello. Hi, Train. Titanic Gaming. Sam, video idea. What if the iceberg struck the Titanic in the midship section on the starboard side, like between the second and third funnel? Interesting idea. Like, what if the Titanic struck the berg in another location? But that kind of goes along with my whole video on what if the iceberg hit the stern. But honestly, I could do that, you know, talk about what might have happened if the berg would have hit the Titanic midsection. But for those of you who don't know, the Titanic could only handle 4 watertight compartments breached at the front of the ship. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If that same amount of damage happened anywhere else on the ship, the Titanic was doomed. The Titanic could only handle 2 watertight compartments breached anywhere else on the ship. So if the Titanic had 3 compartments breached in the midsection, she'd sink. If she had 3 breached in the back, she'd sink. The only way the Titanic could handle 4, or the damage it had, was at the front, you know. And honestly, it was because the Titanic had so much damage, but at the front section, that she lasted so long. If the ship had that kind of damage anywhere else on the Titanic, I don't even know if she would have made it an hour, you know. I really don't think the Titanic would have made it an hour with that damage anywhere else. What did I just see here? Oh, psych. Thanks so much, man. Sorry it took me a second to see that. It's like I get talking to these stories and I don't really pay attention to the chat that much, but holy cow. Thanks so much, man. You and Jonathan. I mean, guys, all of you guys give me super chats. Thank you guys so much. Like, oh my gosh. Sam the man. Curious. How are you prioritizing the list? Real question. Are we fans going to get a vote? That'd be neat. It's just a large list, and I wonder how you're making heads or tails of it. Essentially, Psych, thank you for the super chat, by the way. But essentially what I do is I just go through the list and I pick a topic. But honestly, that's not a bad idea. You know, find a way to generate the list and put it online and have you guys vote for it. I wonder how many polls I can do on YouTube. Like, okay, I don't know. I don't know if I can pull this off, but let me know what you guys think. What would you guys think if I do a huge poll? And then like I take like maybe 10 topics from the list, if YouTube lets me do it. I don't know if I can do this, but if YouTube lets me generate a huge poll, how would you guys feel about we do that? And then you guys select like whoever wins the massive vote, then that would be the next video. What do you guys think of that? So I'll have a list with 10 topics, 10 different ships or 10 topics or whatever. And whichever vote wins, that's what I do for my next video. What do you guys think of that? You can only have a poll of 5. Okay, that's interesting. Well, then we'll do 5. We'll do 5. Whatever I can do for the maximum number, that's what I would do. Brilliant. Hi, you can't. Poll would be great. Let me just see what I can do. I'll see whatever YouTube lets me do as far as the polls go, then we'll go from that. But I'll do my best. I like it. I like it. Yes, do it. I like that. That would be amazing. Great idea. All right, guys, let me see what YouTube lets me do. No promises on it because I've never tried. I don't think I've ever generated a poll more than 2 options. So we'll see what it lets me do. Hang on a second. Let me see something here. This is a test poll. Hang on, I'm doing a test here, guys. All right, let me know if you guys see that. I'm pretty sure this will work. Ask your community. Okay, there's going to be a test poll that's just going to go up real quick. Yeah, I believe the poll option still works. Just a quick question. Would you guys like Rosie to show up during the live stream? If the answer is no, then Rosie will not show up in this stream. But if it's yes, then she'll show up in this stream. 55 votes already, 91% yes. All right. We'll leave that. We'll leave that going for a minute. Nice to know the poll option still works. 93% yes. 7% no. What? You guys don't want to see Rosie? 102 votes. 126 votes. Okay, that's awesome. The poll is a good idea. Nice. Sir, yes. Who's Rosie? That's my dog, my golden retriever. Charles, how dare you vote no? Millie, who said no? Oh, 10%. 10% no. 90% yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to leave that running for a minute, see what happens. Okay, can I close this? Okay, it's blocking the view. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close it. End poll. All right, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Little Gamer, what would have happened if the Titanic had an extra 30 minutes or more lifeboats in the sinking, or an hour? Okay, what would have happened if the Titanic had an extra 30 minutes and more lifeboats? Well, if the Titanic had more lifeboats in an extra half hour, they could have gotten more lifeboats launched. But if the Titanic had just had more lifeboats, then maybe a few of them could have been floated off. But honestly, most of them would have just been shredded. Because, you know, excuse me, when a ship goes down, it generates a huge vortex around the deck of the ship, you know, and anything that gets sucked in by that vortex or as the ship's going down, I mean, those lifeboats are getting shredded. You know, everything's just breaking apart. So if the Titanic had more lifeboats but not more time, maybe some of the boats would have gotten off, maybe not, because collapsible A and B, even though they floated off, they weren't in good shape. You know, those boats were not in a good place at all. And honestly, I think collapsible A got semi-swamped because, hang on a second, I see those super chats. White Star Line 2, thank you. Can you do a video on the RMS Olympic? Yes, I will get to it as soon as I can. It's on the list. Thank you for the super chat. Jim, I see your super chat, but let me finish my train of thought and I will get to it. I did the $2 one first because I didn't want to lose it because the $2 chats don't show up in my top icon. But so collapsible A and B were by the Titanic's first funnel. And these two lifeboats right here on the roof of the officer's quarters. So let's see, collapsible A on the starboard side, collapsible B on the port. And these two lifeboats, they basically had to float them off. You know, they were trying to launch them, but then the Titanic dropped so fast towards the end. And both of these lifeboats were not good places to be because collapsible A, it was semi-tied to the falls. So as the Titanic was going down, they were trying to prep this lifeboat for launch, but the ship sunk too quickly. So when they were trying to get this lifeboat launched, the Titanic actually started to drag the lifeboat down with it. And they had to get knives and stuff and cut the ropes. And then when this happened, this lifeboat was actually almost to the point of taking on water. Like it had been dragged down so low in the water. And this lifeboat is full of people, mind you. And then when they cut the ropes, this lifeboat is suddenly buoyant. It shoots up out of the water and throws most of its occupants into the ocean. And this lifeboat also gets semi-flooded. So people had to deal with freezing water in this boat. And it's also theorized that this is where Lorraine Allison was killed. Lorraine Allison was the only first-class child to die in the sinking. Long story about that, but I actually made a video about her. But she was an infant at the time, or toddler. I think she was 2 at the time of the sinking. But yeah, they think she made it to collapsible A. So where this boat was semi-flooded after the ship went down, it wasn't a good place to be because the people in the boat had to deal with this water, this freezing water. And collapsible B, it was upside down. You know, it got flipped upside down by accident. And see, these two boats that floated off, they weren't pleasant places to be. So just think about what would have happened to any other boats that were on this ship during the final plunge, you know? It wouldn't have been good. Any boats that have to be floated off a ship, if it doesn't get shredded, then it's not pleasant, you know? Okay, let's get to that 10. Oh, Brittany, $2. Thank you, Brittany. Loving your videos and live streams. Thank you so much, Brittany. All right, let's get to this 10 super chat. Jim, I'm sorry it took me a minute. Hi, Sam. Hi, Jim. I hope you are doing well. Thank you, Jim. I hope you're doing well, too. Interesting. Did you know that parts of the original Poseidon Adventure movie from 1972 were filmed aboard the Queen Mary? Yes, I did know that. But don't hate me for what I'm about to say, but I have not seen the original Poseidon. I've seen the new one, but I have not seen the other one. You know, I haven't seen the original, and I need to go back and watch it. One of my favorite movies lately is I've been rewatching War Games. I believe that was 1983. War Games is such a good movie, and I'm a bit of a computer guy. I like computers, and I love those old computers in War Games. You know, and the 1980s is such a good. They have such good movies. What's that robot movie from the 80s? Short Circuit? Short Circuit? Guys, let me know in the chat. Is Short Circuit that movie where it's like number 5 alive? Is that Short Circuit? I'm pretty sure it is. Let's see. Carl, also, what is your take on the SS American Star? I believe it was being towed up. Thank you for the 10 again, Jim. And what is your opinion on the SS American Star? I believe being towed and it broke, being split up near Spain. It finally sank some years ago. The SS American Star is very interesting. I watched a video about that. The SS American Star, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that the sister ship to the SS United States? Yeah, let me know in the chat. Was the SS American Star the sister ship to the United States? I'm pretty sure it was. And it broke off of the, it broke from its mooring lines while they were towing it, and it actually washed ashore. So yeah, that would be a really good ship to do a video on. Everybody here is talking about War Games now. Let's see. Greetings, Professor Falcon. Hello, Joshua. Shall we play a game? No, it's the SS America. Was it the SS America? Hang on. SS America Star Wreck. Let me see here. SS America. Okay, it was just the SS America. Then what was the American Star? SS American Star. That's just SS America. Okay, that's all it was. SS America was an ocean liner, cruise ship built. Okay, so it was SS America. Where'd the star come from? Okay, let's see here. Piri, 2, thank you so much. Mary Rose Tudor Shipwreck would be a cool video. Mary Rose Tudor Shipwreck would be a cool. I'm not from Mary Rose. I feel like we've talked about that before. Let me see here. The Mary Rose. Mary Rose. Mary Rose. The remains of the Mary Rose Underground. Okay, I will take a little bit more look into this. I'm not familiar with it, but thank you for the super chat, and we'll see about putting that on a video topic. Thank you so much. Blondin 5, thank you so much. I have a what if for you. Do you think most or all the Titanic's passengers could have survived if the water would have been warm? Oh yeah. Really, that is a really good, that's a great idea. That's a great idea for a what if video. I would probably word it a little bit differently. Maybe not. Okay, let's see. Titanic, what if the water was warmer? And then I could go into detail about hypothermia and how all that works. That's a really good idea, Blondin. Thank you so much. It's on the list. Blondin, and let me put that other one on the list too, for that Mary Rose. Mary Rose. Okay, we got 2 more list topics. Thank you guys for the super chats, and thank you for the ideas, because honestly, that's an incredible idea. If I could find that chart real quick and on a sea of glass, I've showed this before during the live stream, and this is why, guys, I tell you, this book is, as far as I'm concerned, the Bible on Titanic. I wish I could find it. Anyway, there's a list in here called Nearly Unsurvivable, and it tells you, boom, as soon as I start talking about it. But yeah, in this book, it's got the survival time. So it shows the temperature of the water and how long people could survive in water of that temperature. So according to this, the night the Titanic went down, below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, you'd lose consciousness within 15 minutes, and expected survival time is 15 to 45 minutes. I mean, with water that cold, some people would just go into shock, But if the water is 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, you can remain conscious for 3 to 12 hours, and expected survival time is 3 hours to indefinite. I mean, it's very interesting stuff. And this book even has, shoot, where is it? I just saw it. I just saw something I wanted to show you guys in this. Yeah, here it is. So it actually has an entire timeline chart of the positions of Titanic based on what time it was. So 11:40 p.m., the ship's on an even keel, and it shows you how much of, like how far down the bow is as the sinking of the Titanic progresses. I'm telling you, this book is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Silver Wings 15. Thank you so much, man. Oh, hey, Silver. I've seen your comments in my videos before. I've talked to you. You're an airline pilot, right? I believe I've seen your comments before, and I think I've responded to a few of them. But thank you so much for the super chat, man. I wish you would have asked a question. Thank you, though. Thank you for being a supporter of the channel, and I think you're one of my OG subscribers. I remember seeing you around for quite a while. Thank you so much, man. Let's see. Tabia, what would have happened if the Titanic dropped all of its anchors? I get asked that a lot. And what you have to remember, this model is 1/1000 scale, okay? And the whole idea around the anchor thing is some people think that if the Titanic would have dropped its anchors and shedded some weight, excuse me, maybe that would have allowed the Titanic to have more time because it wouldn't be quite as heavy. But the thing to remember that is even though the anchors on the Titanic were very big and very heavy, they're very small in the grand scheme of things. I mean, there's an anchor there, an anchor there, and an anchor there. And like, look how small these anchors are in compared to the ship. Because this model is 1/1000 to scale. So look how tiny that anchor is right there by my finger. You can barely see it on camera, but it's right there. And look how small it is compared to the ship. So yeah, if they would have dropped that anchor, or even all three of them, it wouldn't have done anything. You know, it's just, they're heavy, but nothing in the grand scheme of the ship. CB Pug, thank you for the 20, man. Hey, Sam, hope all is well. Thank you, CB. I hope all is well with you. Have you heard of the MS Scandinavian Star? It was a car/passenger ferry which caught fire while sailing in the 1990s, believed to be a case of arson. It is honestly a wild story, maybe a video idea. I have not heard of this, but honestly, I might have. This seems like it's ringing a bell. Let's take a look at the old Google. Let's see. This may be a great video idea. MS Scandinavian Star. MS Scandinavian Star, originally named the MS, was a car passenger ferry built in France in 1971. She was set afire. Interesting. Very interesting. I am not really familiar with this, but I feel like I remember hearing about a fire burning a ship, but I don't think did this ship sink? Fate, chartered. So she didn't sink, she just burned. I feel like I remember hearing something about this. Okay, I'm going to put that on the list because honestly, that is a very interesting idea. Thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you so much for the video idea. Thank you, thank you, thank you. MS Scandinavian Star. Huh, very interesting. I believe I saw some other super chats. Silver Wing 5, thanks again, man. I wish you would have asked a question, Silver. Ask a question. And I believe I saw another one too. Master G, $1. Thank you so much, Master G. Okay. Carl, if they did anything different on the Britannic, could it have been beached? That's a tough question. I'd have to really think about that, you know. Because with the amount of damage that the Britannic had, the Britannic could only stay afloat with 6 watertight compartments breached if the ship was not moving and if all the porthole windows were shut, because you got to remember the Britannic had a bunch of open porthole windows. So if those had been shut and the ship sat idle, then the ship wouldn't sink. Now, as far as how they would deal with that, you know, how would they try to save the ship? I'm not really sure. I think they would have to try to tow it maybe very slowly. I'm not really sure how all that would play out. I'd have to do some research into that. And I'd probably have to talk to a few historians on that too. But interesting idea that would be a really good video. How could they prevent the Britannic from sinking? Minus keeping the porthole windows shut. But I need to talk to a few maritime historians about that one, because that would be I don't think I could find much information on that online, but whoa, some more super chats. See, every single time I start yakking, super chats come in. Okay, let me see here. Home Played Media 5, thank you so much. Let's see, Principia Mofina and Principia, I could not pronounce these names, Ludana. Marco Castle. Okay, these are a bunch of video topic ideas that I cannot pronounce a lot of this. Moro, Castle, Dazzle Painting. Okay, I will take a look at these. I will go ahead and copy these over to my list, and I will dig into these a little bit. Thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you for the video idea. Boom, all those topics are on the list, and thank you so much, Home Plate Media. Let me copy your name, too. That way I don't forget you. So whenever I do one of these, I will know who to thank, because I like to give credit where credit is due. Let's see. Paste that there. Bada bing, bada boom. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. I Okay, there was that one. And 2. Okay, 5. The old movie Poseidon Adventure was much better. You can still visit the Mary Rose in Portsmouth, UK. Yeah, I saw a picture of that on Google that they still had it there. That's really cool. And the old Poseidon movie Adventure was much better. Okay, listen, I am going to watch that movie. I am going to watch that movie, The Poseidon Adventure, because I really did like the, was it 2006 or 2007 remake, you know, with the modern cruise ship and the wave. I thought it was a little cheesy, you know, a little bit cheesy, but it was a good movie. I always think movies are cheesy if disaster strikes right as soon as our heroes or whoever we're watching in the film gets out of an area, like War of the Worlds. Like everything blew up around those guys. As soon as they left the town exploded. You know, they get on that ferry, the ferry capsizes, but they get away. You know, I mean, I always find those movies a little bit cheesy. Like it's like things fall apart right as soon as whoever the hero is of the film gets out of that area. So, but still, they are good movies. I mean, there's nothing wrong with movies like that. I think they're a little corny, but I still enjoy watching them. One of my favorite movies lately was was Ready Player One. I really liked Ready Player One. I read the book too. The book is amazing. I love the Easter eggs and the 80s pop culture. I love it. Let's see. There was another super chat. Dun, dun, dun. FSU do a video on the Poseidon movie ship mechanics. Interesting. So talk about what would happen when a ship flips upside down. I think I would call okay. How could a Poseidon adventure occur? Interesting idea. What would happen if a ship flipped upside down, or how would all that play out? Very interesting. You guys know that that very first video I did, where that guy, or one of my biggest hit video, the video about could anybody have been alive inside the Titanic after she went down, where I talk about air pockets and stuff. The man that was on that boat that survived underwater for 3 days, his ship capsized. And the only reason he survived was because he was in the bathroom at the time. You know, he was in the ship's bathroom, and then when the whole boat he was on rolled over, he actually had a little air pocket in that bathroom, but it was very small and he could barely breathe. So he just took a shot and dove into the water, and he found the slightly bigger air pocket. And that was a miracle in of itself. So there was 2 air pockets in that ship, but still, can you imagine what he went through being in an air pocket in an upside down boat, 100 feet underwater for 3 days? I mean, I can't even imagine what that must have been like. Danny, if a ship flipped upside down, how confusing would it be to have to swim? Extremely confusing, you know, and I'd have to find it, but there's there's a book called Dead Wake, and it's all about the Lusitania. Dead Wake is all about the Lusitania's last voyage. And what he was talking about in that video is how, as the Lusitania was sailing along, the ship had, you know, right after the mine went, or the torpedo mine, right after the torpedo went off and the ship started to list, it was actually hard and a little disorienting navigating the Lusitania while the ship just was listing. You know, if the ship flips upside down, it can be even more disorienting. And there was a dive. I couldn't find the video. I've tried to find it recently, but there was a dive to Britannic where they tried to get inside the ship and find out if which watertight doors shut. And the Britannic was completely on, you know, the Britannic is on her side underwater. You know, she's laying on her side. There was a diver inside of the ship. And at those depths, you know, you can't breathe regular oxygen. You have to use this helium oxygen mixture thing. And essentially what happened was, I think he hit a wheelbarrow. There was a wheelbarrow in the boiler room of the Britannic, and the ship was laying on its side. And I think it screwed up his mixture. And he actually had to call Mayday, 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 because his voice was very high pitched because he was breathing in almost pure helium. So, but believe it or not, they were able to get him out. But still, can you imagine that? And he was getting more disoriented, and because he was panicking a little bit, you know, he was turning up all this debris that was in the Britannic's boiler room. Honestly, it's freaking. You know, at those depths, you can't come straight up to the surface. You know, you have to give your body time to acclimate. If there are any divers in here who are watching this video right now, if there's any divers, I've heard that when you go to the Britannic wreck, it takes about 6 hours for you to come up from 400 feet. Is that true? Or is it less, or is it more? Because I know you have to acclimate to the bends, or you get the bends. Is that about right, or is it more or less? I'm curious to know. 400 feet, How long does it take to come from the ocean floor up to the surface? Let me know in the chat if you know. Okay, let's take a look at some of these. Let me tackle some of these super chats because I'm getting behind. Wow, we got a lot of them. Okay, we got to get to all of these. I want to see if anybody answers that. I saw that Britannia video. It was scary. Yes, it was. Does anybody know? No less, man. Great. Okay. I'm going to get to these super chats, so I can't see the new comments for a while. Whoa, another super chat. Okay. 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 Let me go back to the last one that I covered. Okay, there was that one. Okay. So the next super chat is Brian 5. Thank you, Brian. Hey, Sam, love your channel. Can you do a video on the Normandy capsizing if it is not already on the list? Pun not intended. On the Normandy capsizing. I'm not even familiar with that, but I'm not that familiar with the Normandy, and I would do some more research into that right now, but I have a lot of super chats to get through, so hang on. I'll put that on the list, Normandy capsizing. Is that going to be a what-if video, or did something actually happen to the Normandy? Because I'm not that familiar with that ship. But thank you. It's on the list. Okay, we got that one. We've got Silver Wings. Thank you so much, man. Hey, you asked a question this time. Woo! Okay. So how about a video on the Eastland, Chicago's Titanic, 800 passed away. The Eastland, I believe we've already put that one on the list. Chicago Eastland disaster. I believe that one's already on the list. Yes, we've talked about this ship before, and it's on my list already. But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. 800 passengers died in the Chicago River in 1915. Yep, I don't know the specifics around what happened with this, but yep, it's on the list. Thank you so much, Silver. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the question. Listen, I always like it when people, whenever you do a super chat, guys, please ask a question because I wanna answer a question if you guys got it. Let's see, Danny 5. Thank you so much, Danny. Hi, Sam. Did you look into RNLI and Salmon Brown disaster? I served 6 years in the RNLI, and it's all voluntary with no pay. RNLI. What is RNLI? I feel like I know what that is. Oh, the Royal National Life. But yeah, I've talked to you before. I remember hearing that before. I have not done any research into it, but I will do that as soon because that is very interesting. I didn't even know that there was a thing on that until you mentioned it last time. But just to double check and make sure that I do have that for future reference, I'm going to put that in this recently updated version of the list. So thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you so much for the question. And I will do some research into this when I do have time. The Augusta 5, thank you so much. No question. Ask a question, guys. And I think on that note, we are all caught up. Nope, we got one more. Where did that question go? Okay, Chris 10, thank you so much. Hi, Sam. Do you have any information about the reconfigured layout of the Olympic in the late 20s after second and third class were eliminated and turned into tourist class? Honestly, I do not. I do not know much about how the Olympic was changed. Like I know they had several major design changes to the Olympic. I believe they changed her over from coal to oil later on. But as far as what the layout of the ship was after they reconfigured everything, I didn't even know that they did change everything over on the Olympic. I know that they had that system on the Queen Mary, but I didn't know they made changes to the Olympic as far as all that. But honestly, that would be a very interesting video. Let's see. Changes to the RMS Olympic class system in the 20s and 30s. That is very interesting, and I am going to do some research into that. Thank you so much. Let's see. Blondin. Wait, okay, there's that. There's another question. Let me see what the rest of that was. Hey, Chris, so I couldn't really answer your question very well, but hey, I'm going to make a video on that. That's on the list because that's a very interesting idea, and I actually want to do some research into that because that would be very interesting. A dedicated video talking about all the things that changed with the Olympic throughout the course of her life. You know, like we could, what do you guys think of this? What do you guys think of this? How, a video covering all the change, like we could do 2 videos on the Olympic. One video covering the ship's life, like all the big achievements of the Olympic. And then we could do another video talking about the changes to the Olympic over the course of her life and also the changes to the Olympic pre and post Titanic. What do you guys think of that in the chat below? I think that would be a great video. And I'm actually really excited about researching that. That's really cool. And honestly, I will have my Olympic model very soon, so I can actually use another ship model with all of that. That'd be really cool. Like it. Awesome. You're right. Random? Yes. Olympic video from Georgia. Awesome. Okay, cool. So that's what we'll do. All right, let me see here. There was another super chat. Blondin 5, thank you. You'll have periodic safety stops during ascent diving. Exact times vary. Usually you have to chart. Excuse me. That does a lot of the math for you. Okay, so you're talking about the ascent times. But I think, isn't 400 feet like it's really a challenge to come up? I've heard somewhere that it was around 6 hours, but I need to double check that. But that's very interesting because I know 400 feet is crazy deep. And I know you can only stay at the, I believe you can only stay at the Britannic for about a half hour or so before you have to leave the ship. And honestly, can you imagine? Like, it's honestly blows my mind to even think about it. But can you imagine being on the surface and then as you slowly descend down to the Britannic and then you look down? Can you just imagine, like, I wonder if I can do this. Hang on. We're going old school here. Okay. So imagine that this darkness you see right now is the ocean. Okay. And then you are descending downward, you know, you're just slowly diving. And then all of a sudden you just see the Britannic come into view. And then the seafloor is just the side of the Britannic's hull. And as you come down, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, honestly, I can't even imagine what that would be like to see the Britannic just come out of the darkness and have the entire seafloor be the Britannic's hull. I mean, honestly, that would just be an unbelievable, and it'd be a horrifying sight. Yeah, Charles, it'd be a horrifying sight to see. For those of you who don't know, that's also a reference to my video on how they discovered Titanic. I did something like that with my big Titanic model. You know, I had all the lights off and I zoomed in and all that. Whew. I need a drink. Let's see here. Okay. Gerald, 5, video idea. Just heard about the SS Normandy in a bad storm and came into port with lots of injured passengers. Okay, you know what? I'm going to do a video on the Normandy because everybody keeps talking to me about the Normandy, and I always feel bad that because I am not an expert on that ship at all. I really don't know anything about that ship. Just I know the name. But I am going to do a video about the Normandy. I'm going to research that ship so I know more about her because I need to pay tribute to the Normandy. I need to pay let's see, RMS Normandy. Let's see, the SS Normandy. It wasn't RMS. SS Normandy was a French-built ocean. Oh, so it was a French ship. See, I need to do some research into the Normandy. I need to do that. I'm going to make a video about the Normandy in the very near future. Ashley, but hey, thank you so much for the question, man, and thank you so much for the super chat. And I'm going to look into that. Mally, what if Britannic went backwards? Can it not sink? What if the Britannic went backwards? Okay, you're asking the same question. No, with that kind of damage, the Britannic would sink. It's a good question, though. You know, because as the Britannic was moving forward, he was pushing the bow deeper and deeper into the water. So I've always wondered that. If a ship was traveling backwards, I don't think it would add as much water pressure on the damaged sections, but I know it still would. So as the Britannic was cruising along, like going backwards, what I think would happen is the bow would slowly still go down as the ship was moving backwards. And then eventually the propellers would be sticking up out of the water and all that. I mean, I don't think it would really matter that much given the circumstances and because of the open porthole windows. I mean, I don't think the Britannic would sink quite as quickly, but I think she would still inevitably sink, you know. But I'd have to do some research into that. I do need to know more about that whole traveling backwards thing. TDA, didn't the Lusitania's horns break? I heard that the horns broke. I've never heard that, and I don't think it was mentioned in the Dead Wake book, but I'll take a look into it. Dusty, hey Sam, dumb question. Okay, Dusty, how many times do I have to tell people? There's no such thing as a dumb question on this channel. But why wasn't the Olympic ever upgraded to match the Britannic and Titanic safety luxury features? Say Britannic's lifeboat davits and Titanic's Cafe Parisian. Well, here's the thing to know. It's a lot easier to make changes to a ship while the ship is under construction, you know, because after the Titanic disaster, Britannic was still in the process of being built. So they did make changes to her. It's a lot easier to make changes to a ship after or during construction than after. So they did do some stuff to the Olympic later on, but, you know, in the immediate post it, you know, there's only so much you can do without taking a ship in and completely changing everything around. All right, everybody, we are at 1 hour and 3 minutes. So we are past the 1 hour mark. So I will take a few more questions tonight, and then I'm going to conclude the live stream for tonight. 279 viewers. Wow. Do you guys want to see Rosie? Is that what you guys want to do? You guys want me to go and get Rosie? Y'all did do that poll. Let's see. Lee, hey, I love your videos and how informative they are. Where do you get your models from? Are they from Titanic, Honor, and Glory? Yes, they are. They are all from Titanic, Honor, and Glory. And thank you for the support. Let's see. Rosie. Hello, I'm Max. Rosie. Sure, Rosie. Okay. Alan, not dumb question. Yes, we do. Rosie. Okay, you know what? I want to do something a little bit different this time because it's always the same stuff with Rosie every single time. Hang on a second. Let me check something. All right, so here's what we're going to do. This time, we're actually going to see Rosie in her natural habitat. No jerky or nothing. We're going to slowly go into the room, so we're not going to disturb her, and we're going to see Rosie in her natural habitat. So shh. Very, very quiet. Shh. Oops, I told you guys to be quiet. I think she sees us. Shh. She doesn't see us. She doesn't see us. Guys, I think she sees us. I think she sees us. Hi, Rosie. This is Rosie. This is her in her natural habitat. Hi, Rosie. Rosie, say hi to everybody. This is how Rosie is most times. She loves this couch and she loves this corner. She likes this corner of this couch. This is where she always is. This is where she always sleeps. Rosie, say hi to everybody. See, she is tired. She is very, very tired. But there's Rosie in her natural habitat. There you go. There's Rosie. She's tired. That was like a Animal Planet moment right there. She's a baby. All right, one more question, guys, and then I'm going to conclude the live stream for tonight. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, one more question, guys, and I'm going to conclude the stream for tonight. Let's see. Whew, I'm a little tired. Okay, Glitch. What if the Titanic sank during the day instead of the night? I don't think she would have sunk if the Titanic would have sunk during the day, because I think they would have been able to see the mirage effect a little bit more. You know, they would have been able to see how the horizon, how the horizon was acting weird due to everything that was going on. So I think they would have known that something was up, and that they would have probably stopped the ship if they would have been able to see it a little bit more clearly. But yeah, I don't think that the whole disaster would have even happened if the Titanic would have struck, or if the iceberg would have showed up during the daylight hours, you know. All right, everybody. Well, hey, that's it for this live stream. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. This was an incredible live stream. The questions tonight were great. Everybody who did super chats, those are awesome. Thank you guys so much for all the support. All you guys asking questions. I mean, honestly, guys, I cannot get over all the support on this channel. It just blows my mind, and it means the world to me, guys. I can't get over it. So, guys, thank you guys so much for what you do. Aiden, will you do an Estonia video? I already have. It's on my channel. But, yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for all the support. It means the world to me. And, honestly, it's because of you guys that I'm able to run this channel. So I really would not be here without the support of all of you. So, guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much. But hey, one last thing. I am home now. So next week, this channel will resume normal operations. So the 2 videos a week and everything will start up again. I'm going to start working on the next video tomorrow, and I'm shooting to have that up either Tuesday or Wednesday. So stand by for that. And then we'll go from there. Anyway, guys, hey, thank you all so much for watching. You guys are awesome. And I'll see you. Have a good night, everybody. And thank you all so much for being here. And thank you again.